let's see the third question. Fourth I was not able to solve today. Fourth seems easy. Like it's not easy. Fourth was conceptual, but it's difficult. Third one took me a lot of time. So third one question was tricky one. So let's see. We have given a binary string s, okay, and we have given a string array of strings, right? TRS of I. 0, 1, and question mark. Okay, question mark is wild. I can replace it with 0 and 1. Okay, so we have one s, then we have STRS of I, which is some S1, S2 till Sn basically. Okay, now what do we? One operation, right? What is the number of operation I have? Choose any subsequence of S, right? Okay, and any number of time. Okay, subsequence of short is replace the chosen subsequence and else with sorted sub. Okay, okay. So the operation is, let's say this is my S. I can choose, right? I can choose any subsequent. Let's say I choose 1 and 2, right? So I choose 0, 1. I sorted. Let me take this one, right? I sorted 0, 0, 1, then replace it again. So my S becomes, right, 1, 0, 0, 1. So this is operation. I can do any number of time. I can do it any number of times, right? What does it means? It simply means, right, all ones can be brought to right. Right? It means can I choose this one and can I do 0 and 0 1, right? I can again choose this one, I can do 0 0 1 1. It means, right, all one can be brought to right. That simply means there is no, right, no order preservation. Okay, so an important observation, right? Ones can be brought to right. So this is one important thing. Okay, now next is, right. So for each STRS of I, right, we have one question mark basically. We can replace it with any, like either 0 or 1. Now tell me one thing, right? Does this change count of 0 and 1? 0 or 1, right? No. Okay, so that means, right, number of 0, right? Number of 0, 1. They always remain same, right? The number will never increase or decrease, right? So tell me one thing, if I have one question mark 1, right? And I have to do it 1 0 1 equals, right? If this count of 1, right? I will check 1 appear 2 times, 0 appear what? 1 times. Here 1 appear, right? 1 appear 2 times, right? Question mark appear 1 time. Okay. So so is this right? The count of 1, right? It's same. That means I can convert this ones to 0 to make their count equal, right? But if I have something like, let's say 0 0, right, 1, and I add 1 1 1. So see here, count of 1 equals to what? 2, right? And here count of 1 equals to what? Can I make this equal? No, a big no, right? Never. See, count of 1, right? Count should always be equal, right? Okay, so one thing is important, 1, right? The next thing is 4, right? We will iterate over, right? I equals to 0 till what? N, right? And what do we do, right? For all STRs of I, right? Count 1 plus plus, wild card plus plus. This is what we do, right? We will keep count of 1 and we'll do wild of 1. In the end, right? If we check, right? If source 1, right? The numbers of 1 in my S, source 1 is what? In S basically. Are they less than count 1? So, right? This is false, right? This this particular answer of I equals to false. Okay. Now, if it's not false, right? So if this is math, then I have some wild, right? They can be either 0 or 1. Now, tell me, One, right, always in right, basically, right? We have always seen, right? We have above seen, right, ki ones can be moved to the right position. So, so can I say, right, if I want to make S to equal of STRS of I, right, my ones in right, right, the ones should be always in right, okay? Okay, so what we are going to do here, we'll loop over right for x equals to, let's say, STRS of I, right, dot length till greater than equals to 0. And what do we do, right? Until, right, this wild, sorry, required ones equals to what, right? Source 1 minus count 1, how means how many ones I still need, how many ones I need, I can say, right? So if I say, right, if required one greater than 0, right, then what do I do, right? STRS of I equals to 1, right? ये कब करना है, right? Only if, right? STRS of I equals to question mark, right? Okay, then we required one minus minus. Else, right? Else what? STRS of I, what it will become? It will become 0, okay? Now tell me. So now at the end, right, I have two strings. I have either S that seems like 101. I will have some STRS of I that will also seems like, right? That will seem like, let's say, either 1100, I can say, right? This can be one case, or can STRS of I equals to, right? This can I say it like 1001? It can be like this, right? Okay. 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 Now see, at this position there is one. Okay, fine. Now there is zero. There is another one. So till this position, right? How many ones are there? One. Source one. How many ones are there in target? Two. Right? So I can only sort this one, right? I can only sort as, right? So if target ones, right, greater than source one for any index, so it's like a prefix calculation, right? Then can I say this answer of I equals to false, right? Yes. Now let's see this case, right? So I will say, right, source one, target one, as equals to 1010, right? How many ones are in there? Source one, one. How many ones are there in target? Okay, 0. Okay, now let's see here how many ones. Again one, again one. How many are there in two? One. Now tell me, I have, right, two ones, but can I move this one to later? Right? Yes. So I don't care about this. So now tell me, if I come to this position, right? Source count is 2, target count is 2, right? So is this possible? Yes, because ones can be moved to right, right? This is the property that we have seen, right? You see this one. Ones can be brought to the right. So if any point, if the ones are, right, not equal, for example, at this they are not equal, right? So can I move this one to the right? Can I do this one, like, okay? Can I do this one 0, right? I select this one and I sort them 0 1, right? Can I do this one, right? Can I sort these two? Okay. Yes, we can do this. So this is the steps basically. So what is the step? First is observation. First is observation, right? Move ones to right. Important. What is the second one, right? Greedily, right? Greedily put ones in ST or FI from right till right. Count one equals count one in S. Third step is for each index, right? Check prefix count of source target ones, right? Target one should always be less than equals to source ones. Okay, so this is the right steps. What is the time complexity of n cross n basically? Of n for right? strs of I, strs of I comma j. Okay. What is the space complexity? Big of n. Why? We right transform basically. We transform strs of I comma this way. So okay. So I mean, it was a little bit tricky, like difficult to understand, but the question itself. Okay, so let's see the third question. So third question, what we have seen, we first need to keep to count of one. Then we need a right. Then for we iterate over each string, right? Each strs of I, we keep track of ones and wild characters, right? If the number of ones are greater than number of one in the source, then it's not possible, right? Otherwise, what we greedily right put ones in the right hand and zero in the left hand, and in the end, right, we check for the prefixes. So let's see the code now. So we'll do count one, right, for to keep the track of count of one in the source, right? Then we iterate our loop. We current is right strs of I. Then right, what do? We count the ones, right? We store it in n1 plus plus, and we do wild plus plus. Required is what, right? Count of one minus n1, right? If it's less than zero, that means right, the count of one in the target is greater than source, right? Then it's not possible, right? Otherwise, or required of one greater than wild, right? Then then mean we greedily put ones in the left, right? So we start from left, okay? So we sorry, we start from right. We put if it's required greater than zero, we put one. Otherwise, we do zero. Now we define our answer like we make answer true. We do that it's possible. Then we check for the prefixes basically, right? At each position, the count of ones in the prefix of both source and target, right? That should not mismatch basically. And in the source, it can be greater, right? Because source one I can move to the right. That is the greatest observation that we have seen. Okay. So we'll keep track count of both ones, right? If the count in target greater than count in source, then it's not possible, right? We do false and we return this. So let me run it once. चल यार ये मैंने सोल्व करे थे थोड़ी देर पहले तो मैं सेम ही यूज कर रहा हूँ फिर से कोड नहीं लिख रहा ओके या